Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about this humble commuter. This is called the RUSI MACHO 125. Yes, it's a Chinese copy of Honda's legendary CG 125, which is also known locally as the TMX 125. We'll be talking about specs, pricing, how it feels like, and why this could be the ultimate beginner bike. Also, we'll be turning this into something else. Something a bit more exciting. So watch till the end, especially if you're into cheap commuter motorcycles. Okay, as I said, this is a copy of Honda CG and TMX 125 commuter models. Definitely made in China, but sold here in the Philippines under the RUSI brand. As you can see, this bike screams budget parts all over it. Is that a bad thing? No, because well, it's cheap, and being a copy of a cheap model Honda means parts are everywhere. General configuration is exactly the same also. The engine is a carburetor-fed 125cc air-cooled pushrod single-cylinder with a 5-speed manual transmission. Some models come with a 4-speed, some even come with the reverse for tricycle duties. This engine produces around 10 horsepower and 9 Nm of torque. Basically, it's all you need for in-town or countryside commutes. It comes with an electric start and a kickstart. Chassis is a single backbone steel unit suspended by non-adjustable forks and twin rear shocks. Wheels on this unit are skinny 17s, but some have 18s, also depending on the brand though. Brakes are very basic and easy to maintain. Drums, front and rear. Fuel capacity is at 8.9 liters. The entire bike weighs at 113 kilograms and the seat height is 29 inches off the ground. Now this general design has been around since the 1970s and is the perfect configuration for a cheap commuter bike. Easy to mass produce, cheap to buy, requires no maintenance, and of course, spare parts are everywhere. Basically, all the qualities that you want in a beginner motorcycle or beater bike. So how does it ride? Well, honestly, it rides like crap. The suspension barely has travel, the ergonomics are meant for a midget. Braking is an exercise in anticipation, and handling the bike at any speed as is stock is a bit clumsy. But it has a lot of redeeming qualities that make it an awesome commuter bike. Like the seat itself is generously padded, great for all-day riding. The seat height is very low, which is always a good thing for everyone. The bike itself weighs like nothing, making it very flickable despite being clumsy. Power is there at the low end, which is pretty nice for in-town traffic and for hauling stuff. And it's very predictable all throughout the entire rev range. Despite this bike being a cheap Chinese copy of a 50-year-old motorcycle, I can say this is pretty reliable. In the 8 years of our ownership of this bike, this one has only been serviced 4 times as far as I can remember. And it's just the engine oil. And I have not seen this bike break down or give us any problems whatsoever. And since this bike is mass produced, parts are everywhere again, and interchangeable with some models as well. And to make things really interesting about this bike, it is infinitely customizable. Here are some awesome examples from Revolt Cycles. Feel free to check their Instagram for more cool builds. Now to seal the deal on this bike is the price. This one, the RUSI MACHO 125, can be bought brand new for 40,000 Philippine pesos. The one that we have here, we bought for 20,000 pesos, slightly used 8 years ago. The price alone is something to brag about and totally makes this bike's shortcomings non-existent. Alright, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be turning this humble commuter into something a bit more exciting. And to spice things up a bit, I will only be using used parts that I could find here in my shop. I'll be keeping the cost down as much as possible. The main goal is to turn this into a funky 70s retro cruiser rat bike, whatever, with improved handling and ergonomics for my size. For the wheels, I'll be using the stock hubs, but I will be replacing the stock rims and tires for something bigger. I found a 2.5 by 17 rim from another bike. this will be for the rear. The front is a 1.4 by 18 alloy rim that I found in our storage at home. Tires will be 110 by 70/17 for the rear, and for the front will be a 90 by 90/18. Both tires are take-off pieces and left by customers here at the shop. To make this bike fit me better, I will be using these funky homemade ape hangers that I made a couple of years ago. Just add longer cables, and here we have the cheapest but probably the funkiest bike I've ever featured in my channel. Okay, for size reference, this is Jerry at 5'7", weighing at 55 kilograms. He said it's a totally different bike with the mods that I have done, and he likes it so much that he is planning to build one of his own soon. And this is me at 6'1", weighing in at 97 kilograms. Now, with all the cheap mods that I have done to this bike, this feels a lot better to ride around, especially in heavy urban traffic. Yes, it still looks like crap, but that is the point of this quick build anyway. The taller bars puts me in an upright but relaxed position, and it steers a lot better. Pair that with the taller front tire, the front end feels a lot lighter also. Added bonus is this handlebar setup allows me to move forward and back on the stock seat a lot more. Now, the wider rear tire, despite being a used cheap tire, is actually confidence inspiring and tracks a lot better compared to the stock one. Weaving in and out of tight traffic spots is actually more entertaining. It feels lighter and more controllable than stock. And I get a lot of stares from other motorists on similar bikes. Not sure if they're admiring my cheap build or confused at how this one looks like. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Like this video if you dig it, and if you have something to say, feel free to leave a comment below. By the way, this build is inspired by what Revolt Cycles is currently doing with their client's Honda TMX 125. I will be featuring that bike in a future video, so be sure to subscribe. As always, see you next time. Bye.